from Fox 56 Sports and Lexington Sporting Club. This is Around the Pitch.
Welcome into Around the Pitch, the show that covers everything you need to know about Central Kentucky's professional soccer team, the Lexington Sporting Club. I'm your host, Colby Wilson, and thank you so much for joining us. We've got to dive right into it because there is a lot happening around the pitch. Right off the back, I am joined by player Amina Ekic, a very familiar name in this league. Amina, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Last time we talked, I would say you were about 2 practices into this new team just coming from Spokane. How has it been hitting the ground running with this team?
It's been great. I think we're all super excited to have started this season, to have our home opener this weekend and get things going.
Just from last season with Spokane to this one, where do you feel like you've progressed? I mean, obviously, I know you probably don't always like to hear it, and you hear it a lot, but reigning USL at the time Super League Player of the Year. So have you just found yourself finding any progressions from just last season into this one?
I have. I actually think what I really enjoy about this club is that I'm getting better and I'm improving, staying after with the coaching staff, doing film, and honestly the chemistry with my teammates and us clicking has been amazing.
Talking about chemistry, I know when I came out to your guys' practice, one thing was asked is how is the chemistry, and your teammates were quite surprised about how quick you guys got to know each other both on and off the field. What do you credit that to? I mean, it's a bunch of different faces coming together and getting into a season pretty quick.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure because I feel like I've never felt this way before, but even when we met last time and I jumped right into training, I felt like, you know, everyone just clicked and understood each other, and I think it's just a credit to everyone's soccer knowledge and having high standard and wanting to get better together.
Coming from Spokane, there's a handful of you that came together. Have you felt that been beneficial to you at all, kind of having some familiar faces and at least a few of you kind of understanding each other's playing styles a little bit?
Yeah, totally. I think it was easy for me off the field because I came into a brand new environment and a little late at that. So I had already built-in besties to the team. Yeah. But obviously we had been together for a year. My teammate Taylor, this is my 3rd team playing with her. So, I mean, we date back being teammates for a while now.
Yeah, that has to be awesome. I mean, you got to talk, how have you managed the spotlight? I mean, obviously, are people marking you a little bit harder? You guys did have that first game against Fort Lauderdale, but that's a tough position to be in. How have you handled that so far?
I suppose the coaching staff has pointed it out to me, and I make a mental note of it, but I try not to focus on it. I just try to focus on myself and what I do, and honestly, if I'm being marked, then my teammates are open.
You obviously have a lot of high caliber players on this team, including yourself, of course, Addie McCain. Have you felt the competition just heighten everything? A lot of your teammates did talk about just the competitiveness at practice every single day. Like there's not really an off day for you guys.
There's not, and I would agree with them. I think that's what makes going into game days maybe a little bit easier, is we're all on the same page, but we have been competing all week, every week. So, I mean, when we play each other, that's very tough, and we challenge each other a lot. So going into games, I think we're more than prepared.
Just to give these fans a little insight, is there anyone you go against on a day-to-day basis and you're like, man, she is tough, like this is always hard, I can't figure it out, you can't figure it out?
Yeah, I would credit some of the girls, like AB, I play with her a lot, but she is a great outside back, and HJ as well. I feel like we really battle out. We go into a lot of duels, we go into a lot of tackles, I win some, she wins some, so it's just a constant back and forth.
What have you noticed about this team, or what's something special about this team that you can kind of tell everyone? I know you guys get along outside the field. Is there any special activities you guys do that you enjoy, or anything fun like that you can let people in on?
One of the girls got a puppy.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of been the main thing surrounding the locker room. Yeah, so we're all excited about that. His name is Champ, and she brought him to team bonding. We went bowling at main event. Okay. So we've been obsessed. Some of the girls babysit, go on walks, get coffee. The dog is the center of attention.
I love that, having some fun off the field. But going back to the field, what's it been like so far playing under Coach Mack? What have you liked about his philosophy, his style of coaching? What have you enjoyed so far?
I really enjoy that we want to play and we want to keep the ball, and we play quite fluid. But other than that, it's just been really great because I think everyone understands, and I think he does a great job explaining what he wants to do and explaining it in many different ways, so we're all on the same page and we all know what we have to do, but maybe like bonus roles or something, so if things don't work out the way we want them to, everyone can kind of like go into emergency mode and know what to do.
Absolutely. Do you feel like, I know there's a game plan that Coach Mack wants you guys to get done, but do you feel like you guys executed that against Fort Lauderdale? I mean, that game was incredible for anyone that was watching. You guys were down 2-0, came back and tied it 3-3 to end the game. Do you feel like you were really able to execute what you guys were trying to do in game one?
Of course. I think we weren't happy about the goals that we conceded. We didn't obviously want to concede 3 goals, but I think the resilience that we had in the group, I don't think anyone was concerned when we went down. We were like, okay, let's lock in and get this back. I don't think we were going to leave Fort Lauderdale without any points.
How important is that right off the bat to find out kind of this team's mindset in knowing, okay, we go down, we're coming right back, and to see that early on from a team, I would say is quite impressive.
Yeah, I think we all know that the beginning of the season is so important, because I was part of a team last season, and I'm sure the other girls were too, where maybe we didn't treat the front half of the season as serious, so we dropped a lot of points, and that really hurt us in the back end of the season. So everyone is very like, we can't drop points, you know, we can't lose games, especially at home.
Absolutely.
So I think everyone is on edge and locked in.
One last question, I'll be quick here. Speaking of home, you guys return home for the very first time. Not even returning, you go home for the very first time on Sunday against Brooklyn FC. How exciting is that going to be in front of this LSC fan base?
It's going to be so great. I'm excited for my first game, and I'm sure a lot of the new girls are as well, in front of the LSC fan base. But I'm super excited to play in front of my family and friends again for the first time in a while, so it'll be great.
Absolutely. Well, Amina, thank you so much again for joining me in studio. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to see how you perform the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Absolutely. When we come back, we are going to hear from Coach Hemme in an interview I held with him when he first got to Lexington. Stick around. We've got more coming up on Around the Pitch.
You're watching Around the Pitch with Lexington Sporting Club.
Coach Mack, thank you so much for joining me, and for you as well. Welcome to Lexington. What has the transition for you been like so far?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been great. Everybody's been so welcoming around the club and the city, and just enjoying it so far.
What attracted you about coming to LSC? Obviously, this group coming off a tough season, so you know some of it was going to be a challenge, but ultimately, what made you want to take up that challenge and coach this team?
Yeah, just with the vision of the club and people that's in the club, and also just the infrastructure, you know, everything you need is here, and yeah, just really excited to, when I came and visited and then talked to the ownership, I just saw the vision in them, and it was great people, and it was an easy decision at the end of the day.
You did get a little glimpse of your team in that friendly against Racing Louisville. What did you see from them that you liked, especially kind of, you can teach a philosophy, but then to actually see it out there on the field? What were your first?
Yeah, the scrimmage was after 3-4 days of training,
right.
So we didn't know what to expect really going into it, but the players performed well and they showed their potential and just really added the excitement on top of, you know, we were already excited about the players coming in, and with the players we kept, and you know, just the way they competed against a great side, I thought, you know, we did really well, and that was a great exercise for us.
I know as a coach, like I said, you kind of have your own philosophy, way of going about things. What's one thing that you're bringing to this team that you really want them to understand?
Yes, so the most important thing for me is the development of each of the players and staff. So trying to create an environment where people thrive to be at their best every day, and the probabilities within our hands to control. And I think that our focus is really trying to develop everybody to get the result we want.
I have to ask you this because I find it interesting. You've coached women, but you also have coached men. There's a difference in that. What is the difference that you found in coaching two different groups like that?
Great question. I think a lot of things are different, but we teach the same game, and we're trying to coach decision making on the field, and they develop differently. And I think the women's team is more logical coaching, and we're trying to take step by step. Okay, if it's in possession, this is what we want to play. Out of possession, this is what we want to play. And the women's players have such a great desire to do well for the team, and we're really having fun right now.
You were a player yourself, which always helps because you've been in these players' shoes before. You know what it's like to have to be competitive, work for what you get. Does that help you relate to them a little bit more, and seeing when they struggle, you kind of know what that's like, and vice versa?
Yes, that's been helpful, and I've been a player on the USL as well, and I've been a coach in the USL on the men's side as well, and that's been helpful with that transitioning. We want to try to make sure that the environment, the players can be happy and proud, take pride in. So that's the first step we're trying to take with this club.
There's a load of talented players on your team going into this season. Obviously, the most recent one being Amina, reigning USL Super League Player of the Year. That's awesome for you. I'm sure you're excited to hear that. What are your plans for her, expectations, and what's it like to have a player of that caliber on your team?
Yeah, she is a very talented player. I think her ceiling is, limitless, and she still continue to get better as a player. My job is to get the best out of her as a player, and trying to continue to improve to be at her best. But just coaching a player like her is one thing that we can enjoy, and she's got such a great head on her shoulder to develop. So we're just really trying to help.
One thing about this LSC fan base is they are very loyal, they're very passionate. I'm sure you've already caught on to that so far. What can you tell them about your team, about you, that they can expect to see come season?
Yeah, our team will be united. Our team will be authentic. We'll try to play exciting football on the field, and we will be possessionally dominating and attacking football on our end. But it's really just getting the best of it, each player on the field.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're very excited. And Coach, thank you so much for joining me in studio. And again, welcome to Lexington.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
You're watching Around the Pitch with Lexington Sporting Club. This is Around the Pitch with Lexington Sporting Club.
I am now joined by Mackenzie Weiner. Mackenzie, thank you so much for joining me in studio. Your first time in here, so welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We have to start off your interview. It's only right. You have a big announcement, some big news. I do not want to spread the news, so I'm going to allow you to maybe give some insight on what just happened in your life.
Yeah, Joe Hafferty, a player on the men's team, him and I got engaged this weekend.
So awesome. How long have you guys been together? You got to tell the LSC fan base, yes, Mackenzie and Joe are now engaged. What's that been like, especially now having him? You guys are at the same club.
Yeah, it's been so great. We've been doing distance for a while. I think overall we've been together for 8 years, and then 3 of them have been distanced, so having Lexington bring us both in, it's been a dream come true. And
absolutely,
yeah.
It's so exciting. I kind of asked you off camera, were you completely surprised? Did he do a good job?
He did a phenomenal job. I had no idea. I immediately started crying when I realized what was happening. But yeah. In
Amina's interview, she did let me know that you FaceTimed her first before your parents. I'm like, wow, Mackenzie must really love you.
No, it was an accident. I do love her, but it was an accident.
I hope your parents don't watch this interview.
Yeah, I tried to FaceTime my parents in like the order on my phone.
Yeah.
Amina was right under it, and I accidentally hit her, and I was like, oh no.
But here we are. Well, that is awesome. Again, congrats. We're super happy for the both of you. Kind of going a little bit to more of the X's and O's. Coming here from Spokane, what's the transition been like so far coming to Lexington, aside, of course, from having Joe here?
Yeah, honestly, it's been pretty seamless. I came over with 3 other of my teammates, so that's been a nice transition, and the coaching staff is amazing, all the technical staff throughout the club. They've made it a great process.
Do you feel like coming here with some girls you're familiar with, that's helped you out a lot just in terms of being comfortable both on and off the field?
Yeah, for sure. I think in general I'm a pretty shy person, so coming with people that I've established with, have good relationships with, that made it easy. And then on the field, obviously I played with them for a year, so just having that connection kind of has helped us like build into it.
Talk a little bit about this team's chemistry. I know when I came to a practice and talked to you guys, that was one thing that everyone talked about, how quick you guys got to know each other and how beneficial that's been on the field. What do you credit that chemistry to? How were you guys able to build that so quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a credit for like the team being built. We brought in really amazing people. It's made it so easy to just have a normal conversation with them and learn about each other, learn about our playing styles. The staff has made a culture where we just feel comfortable. Everything about this club has really done a great job of getting us here.
I know the competition level is extremely high day in and day out for this team. Has that made you better? Have you kind of been like, oh, I gotta, step it up every single day when I'm going and competing against people on this team?
Yeah, for sure. Every single training is kind of a battle, and it's good. It makes you better. It makes every single person on the field better. If you're fighting for something, then the person you're fighting against is also getting better. So it's been really good, but it's also collective. So it's a really hard team to be a part of in that way, but it's also really beneficial and feels great when you're there.
Absolutely. You've been able to play with Amina for a little bit. What's it been like? Of course, there's a lot of the spotlight on her. So what's it been like just to play with her consistently and be around a player of her caliber?
Yeah, Amina's a great player. I think she's given me a couple of assists. So
yeah.
That's nice.
Gotta love that. Talk a little bit about Coach Mack. Have you enjoyed playing under him, his philosophy? He kind of just seems that he's like cool, calm, and collected no matter what.
Yeah, he's really smart. He knows a lot about the game, and I already feel like I've learned so much from him. Yeah, but just like the level of understanding he brings to this team, I think is so important in our playing style. He's been really great so far.
Amina talked about it a little bit, but you guys have not been at home yet in this stadium, in front of this fan base. What's it going to be like coming home on Sunday in front of all these fans that have anxiously been waiting to see you guys play?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've heard great things about the Lexington community. I've seen it when I've gone to the men's games. I'm honestly so excited, and I can't wait to look out and see everyone there.
Absolutely. Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for coming in studio. Again, a huge congrats to you and Joe. We're looking forward to the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're watching Around the Pitch with Lexington Sporting Club. This is Around the Pitch with Lexington Sporting Club.
Welcome back into Around the Pitch. I am joined by LSC forward Kat Berry. Kat, thank you so much for joining me in studio. Happy to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, there's a unique part about you. You actually played for Coach Mack, who is now the head coach for you guys at Chicago. What's it been like to kind of create that continuity with the same head coach?
Yeah, it's definitely been like an interesting transition just because you never really expect to be in that position, but that's the world of soccer. It's a really small world, which is cool. And I always find that you get brought back to people and places. So that's been really cool. Honestly, when I originally started looking at coming to Lexington, I didn't know Mac was going to be the head coach.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fun, like little thing to find out in the middle of that process. And it's definitely something that helped kind of continue to lead me this direction. Obviously, I wouldn't have come here if I didn't believe in who he was as a person and his ability to coach and make me a better player. And I think that says a lot, especially coming from, you know, a situation in Chicago where maybe I wasn't getting as many minutes, or, you know, I was really young, so I didn't have the experience needed to be able to play maybe the role I wanted to there. So, you know, being able to see him and believe in the things he was doing and see what he saw in me even in that situation was something that really kind of guided me to coming here and playing for him again. And I just think he really cares about his players. He cares about making you not only better on the field, but a better person off of it. And so I think it's just been fun seeing him get a fresh start with his own team and not kind of taking over from someone else, and getting to see what he's been able to do and build kind of from the ground up here this year in Lexington. How
important has it been for you in your personal growth to have a coach that believes in you so much? I mean, I tell people, being a former athlete, confidence really is half the battle. So to have someone be with you somewhere where you're not playing that many minutes, to then come here, believe in you, you're getting minutes, you're feeling confident. What's that been like for you in your journey?
Yeah, it's huge. I've always believed that as well, and I think the belief you have in your players is felt, whether you say it, how you act and how you believe in them is felt every single day as a player. Like you said, it's so important. And so I think that for me, even at my start in Chicago, before Mac was the head coach, when he was just one of our assistants, when I started playing and was on trial and trying to earn a spot there, I could tell from the start that he believed in me and saw something in me, and both that translated into really him pushing me and wanting to get the best out of me, but also reminding me that they wouldn't have brought me in there if they didn't believe I was capable of competing and continuing to grow, and if they didn't see something in me. And I think just that line of communication and that ability to have the relationship where someone can really get on you and push you, but also at the end of the day, you can have those conversations of, this is why I'm doing this. And I think that's really how Mac operates. And I think that's something that is really special about him and the relationship I've been able to build with him, is he cares about us as people, but he also wants to make us the best soccer players possible. And we've had many conversations where I've said to him that you can be hard on me. I want to be the best player. I want to reach this level. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. But also, he just is a good person. So he's never going to be that hardo that's just, all feedback, all criticism. He really is a good balance of both. And I think that's been huge for me, to have a coach that believes and tells you that, but also really wants to make you better.
Well, Kat, thank you so much for joining us in studio. Really excited to see you play this weekend. We're hopefully going to see some goals out of you.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Sunday morning. Until then, have a great day and go Greens.